Greetings, aviators! Hello and welcome to a special Challenge Tuesday with me, your host, NovaWing24. I hope you're all having a fantastic Tuesday. Wait, it is Tuesday? Yes, it is Tuesday. Tuesday, wherever you are in the world. Hello, welcome. I don't even know what day it is. Seriously, I want to apologize. I want to start the stream off by saying I am sorry to the community for giving you a bit of a bum steer on our last stream on Thursday, saying that the hour was going to be different for this stream because for some reason I had the absolute audacity to assume that, the rest of the world, with the exception of America, would all change their daylight savings dates on the same day. Apparently, I was wrong, and Australia has decided to stick with this stupid time for another week. So we're back here at Zulu plus 11. Sorry about that. Anyway, so next week, maybe we'll be back. I don't know. I'm just seriously, daylight savings needs to go. It just needs to not be a thing. Exactly, Rockview. It would be easy. I mean, how dare I assume that anything could possibly be easy in this world? I mean, absolutely right there. Great to see you all here, chat. Strayator, good evening. Welcome to you. You are 20 again. Yes, indeed. And my furries never get old. Well, these guys do get a little old. Well, he's off cam at the moment. But the vet says that they are in fantastic health, which is always good. But thank you so much for your resub and continuing to support the channel. OSM7N, hello and welcome to the stream. Great to see you. Quite, hello and welcome. Great to see you again, my friend. Hope you're doing fantastically well. Alpha Whiskey 644, good morning to you, sir. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. America isn't getting rid of daylight savings, Commander Dylan, and America has just unilaterally decided that they are shifting time zones because they can. And that's just going to be an absolute mess for everybody. But anyway, and also, if you're interested, the UK tried that back in the 60s. It lasted about 2 years, and they went, yeah, no, F this, we're done. Anyway, it's going to get all sorts of weird. So we go back to Zulu plus 10 this coming Sunday, maybe, I believe, which means that this will make this stream an hour later than it currently is. We'll see. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen next weekend? I don't know. Master Braytech Tech Mate, hello and welcome to the stream. I was going to say Rockview. I mean, the bots are getting really lazy. They even forgot to remove the bracket add space. It's come on. The bots need to get a little bit better. We're in 2022. Come on, bots need to be better. Anyway, anyway, yeah, you just went forward to Zulu plus 1. Yeah, see, why can't it? See, this is the reason why Alpha Whiskey. Funny enough, I actually used to annoy my teachers at school because whenever people and my fellow students at school, because I was that kid. Can you tell? When people would ask me the time, I would give it to them in Zulu, which I would give it to them in 24-hour time in Zulu. And the number of looks I got was always rather hilarious. Anyway, yeah, they try. They do. They absolutely do try. I see. The other thing is that sometimes I feel that daylight savings is the wrong way round. That I think if you're going to do it, you actually do it during winter, rather than summer. Because if you have to do daylight savings, then do it during winter, so you've got that extra hour of daylight. So for example, during winter, here, for example, when I leave the office at sort of 1800, I'm leaving in the dark. But, at least if there was daylight savings, at least the sun might just still be peaking above the horizon as it sets. So, yeah, I think if we're going to have daylight savings, we're doing it the wrong way round. We need to do it during winter rather than summer. But, what would I know? something. We've got sort of stuck in the legacy of grumpy old dead men, but we're going to leave that conversation alone for the night. Guten Morgen, Herr Kiwi. Vigets. Queensland absolutely does not need daylight savings. Absolutely doesn't. To be honest, nobody does. But anyway, moving on. Um, mm, Oh, I don't know what it is, Rockview, but somebody needs to have a good think. But oh, by the way, I finally found the box with my Nova Wing mug in it, so I'm finally back drinking out of this again. Yeah, it's pretty much Alpha Whiskey. I mean, though you would have to check with Game of Ash Oz. Hello and welcome, by the way, Vash. Great to see you again, my friend. About life on the farm because I lived and worked on a farm when I was a lot younger, but it has been a number of years since I've been there. But anyway, alrighty, folks. So as I was saying, so tonight we have a very special Challenge Tuesday. So Challenge Tuesday tonight is normally we do our landing challenges, and of course with the new world update, this would have been a great episode to do with our 5 new landing challenges that I think we've got. But instead, what we're actually doing is we're going to be getting a challenge of a different kind tonight because thanks very much to FlySimWare. We've been provided a copy of their latest release, the Cessna 414 Chancellor, which is a twin piston engined Cessna aircraft from the 70s and 80s, many of which are still flying to this day, and was a sort of a luxury executive transport that was very, very popular in the Americas and saw service all around the world. In fact, often doubled as a light commuter airline as well. So we've been provided a copy of that, so we're going to be putting that through its paces tonight, and I'm going to be challenging myself to see if I can fly that aircraft. But I really want to showcase some of the cool features of this. Now, a quick stress before we get started on this stream tonight, that this aircraft is in beta, so it's an early access release. So the developers are hard at work on it. They've already released one patch for it. And I know, speaking with the dev earlier tonight, they do have another patch or two in the works. So there's more content coming through there. So, yeah, well, I guess we're going to find out straight out about how well it looks and flies. So yeah, we're going to be jumping into that aircraft tonight. If you're looking to join us in tonight, you are more than welcome to. We have our flight plan. I actually remembered to get all the bot commands updated tonight, which I think is a rare. Let's be honest, that's a rarity. So the flight plan is up there. I will be doing. We're not going to be flying direct though. As a bit of a challenge as well is that, again, wanting to put this aircraft through its paces a little bit, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be flying, we are going to be flying IFR, we are going to be doing radio navigation, and we're going to be testing out the one of the avionics setups, because this aircraft comes with 3 different avionics setups, so we are going to be having a look at those tonight, and I'm going to be attempting to see if I can program all of the required machines. You're flying the Otter over in the Caribbean. Well, I mean, that is a pretty awesome place to be, not going to lie. And I even managed tonight, folks, to set up, you can't see it because obviously it's on my desk, but I even managed to set up my honeycomb yoke. So I feel like I'm actually getting back into, I've been in this house for, 2 months now? And I'm actually only now starting to feel like I'm getting my my shit together. So I've got my honeycomb yoke set up, so we're going to be flying that tonight. I've got my mug. I've got my wonderful community joining us. So let's start checking this out. So we hear lol. Data savings doesn't really need to be a thing in today's age. Basically, and that does make a sense, but it absolutely made a sense when. It made a sense 100 years ago. It makes a lot less sense now. All right, okay. So let's take this opportunity to program in, and let's change some screens around. And let's jump into here. All right, so as I said, we're going to be having a look at the Cessna Chancellor. And that's not it. That was something that I was doing for a screenshot just before. All right, so this is the amazing Cessna 414A that we're going to be having a look at tonight. Well, that was interesting. There seemed to be no door on the side of that. So as we can see, it's a very great, very graceful design with the twin pistons. Let's probably turn that off so we can have a look. So we'll have a quick look around the aircraft. So beautiful flowing lines of this aircraft. I mean, yeah, probably attached the interior and loading in. You're absolutely right, because it was definitely loading into the sim before. Yep, there it is. Yep, the door is back. The door is back. That is fine. So the aircraft, I really have always liked Cessna's twins, because I've always found that their Beechcraft twins were very utilitarian. Cessna twins just looked beautiful. Like, they're always flowing, and they're those beautiful, sleek, flowing lines. With the flat Lycoming engines, it just looks absolutely amazing. It does have... it does absolutely have a bit of a long proboscis. It really, really does. You still haven't updated your sim, Bash. My God. Well, to be fair, there's a lot more farming to be done in Farming Sim, so I can understand why that's taken up your priority there. I mean, to be fair, folks, let's be honest here, is that, China has one time zone, and you just suck it up. So there's that. And, if we ever become, a unified, planetary government, everything will be based off some form of standard time at some point. But anyway. So we've got this aircraft. And as we quickly have a look in the interior, the interior, and we'll get more into this once we get into the aircraft, has 3 different avionics setups. So this first avionics setup that we're previewing here in the hangar is the default avionics setup. So this is the one that everybody will be able to use straight away. So this is uses the Asobo GNS 530. Along with custom-coded avionics for the rest of the aircraft systems. This little cathode ray TV tube in the center here is a weather radar. Unfortunately, it is non-functional. I think we do, and that would be, and if we do, that would be for Norfolk Island. If we do, if I'm pretty sure Alpha Whiskey, I know that Norfolk Island works on a separate time zone, because it's got a weird legal status. It's basically a protectorate. We're not going to get into it. By the way, it's a beautiful place to visit, folks, if you ever get there. You add the radar, a third-party creates one. Okay, that's good. By the way, folks, so if you do have any questions about the aircraft as we fly it tonight, the dev, the lead dev from FlySimWare is here with us, lurking in the chat tonight, Gamer12. So make sure you say hello to them, and if you do have any questions, feel free to ask myself and to Gamer12 as well, and see if we can answer as well. The 30-minute Adelaide one is rather stupid. Yes, it is. That is absolutely kind of true. It throws off all sorts of meetings with my HR. Anyway, so that is great to hear that, again, that FlySimWare are sort of keeping us in mind with the radar when another third party comes out with it. Whether perhaps maybe, Asobo cleans theirs up, maybe, and makes it if Asobo cleans theirs up and make their API accessible, maybe we can do something with that too. All right. Okay. So, that's that. Now, we do get... now, just quickly showcasing here, you do get 4 different liveries by default with this aircraft at the moment. But as you notice, we've got a few more entries here, and that's because of the different avionics options. So let's quickly have a look at the GTN 750 is the one that we're going to be flying tonight. So that one uses the free PMS GTN 750 add-on. That's available as a freemium product to all users. So whether you use the base free edition or whether you use the paid version of it, you can get it's got full integration support for the 750. The other one is for the third-party 750 XI, and the developer's name of that XI add-on escapes me at the moment. But yeah, that one will only work if you have that so these two different variants will only work if you have the relevant avionics module installed. But either way, you do have the option of always going with the base 530 version. But tonight, as I said, we're going to be checking out the integration with the 750, with the PMS 750, because as I said, that's the free one that I use, and I haven't used it for a hot minute. So some of my button pressing tonight might have nothing to do with the 414, but might have to do with my inability to use glass instruments. Having developed embedded software time zone support, you have to agree. I mean, can you imagine how hard it also is for the team at Asobo having to integrate, all the time zone support, including the different time zone supports for Australia? Because as we've learnt here on this community, apparently we don't follow normal dates either, just like America. So there we go. All right, so that's our first initial start of look. So let's now jump over and pick our little flight plan here. So let's actually, while I'm here, you know what? Let's pick the one that we're going to be flying tonight. So this is the one we're going to be flying tonight. In November 100 Juliet Delta. There we go. Nice blue scheme, which I think is pretty cool. Pretty clean and looking. Actually, that's a random question. Actually, for you, Game 12. Will there be support for users setting their own custom registrations like they can with Asobo's default aircraft? That's a random question for you today. Okay, no worries. Well, I guess we're about to find out. I guess we're about to find out. There, Game of 12. All right, so this is the aircraft we're going to be flying. So let's jump into our menu. All right, so go to our world map. I'm going to set all our options there, and let's load my flight plan. All right. As we go here, which you guys won't be able to see this. I actually really like the fact that it doesn't stream my file structure so you can see all my files. I kind of like that. Alright, let's load this one in. Alright, so here we go. So this is the planned flight plan for tonight. We're going to be going up to 15,000. We should still be able to get up to our 15,000 feet here. So we're going to be departing from one of the new airports as provided as part of the Iberia update. And then we're going to be traveling down the coast using some VOR nav, and we're going to be arriving at LPPR. So that's the plan for tonight, and we shall see how we go. We'll be shooting for the ILS on runway 17 is the plan, and that we'll be doing for this one. So we'll see if I can... We'll see how winds are calm. So yeah, absolutely, we are going to shoot the ILS. So we're going to be testing out a few different radio nav features during this flight tonight, as well as checking out the aircraft when it's starting. I'm personally looking forward to how it looks when we start. All right, without any further ado, let's make a move and click. Don't forget, folks, if you are wanting to join us, don't forget to !flight in the chat for all the flight information. And if you're wanting to find out more about the aircraft that we're previewing tonight, the Cessna 414 from FlySimWare, !aircraft or !414 in the chat for all the information that you need. Whew, right. I actually managed to get all through that, through all of that without tripping over too many words. Now, fingers on triggers for the screen notice, because I'm pretty sure it's going to throw you guys to a menu stream very, very shortly. Yes. So hopefully, well, as I said, we'll see how it goes. If we luck out Game of 12, we will switch aircraft, but we'll switch to the default avionics, but we'll see how we do. Okay, I've got all my screens ready. Yes, there we go. Close that one. Close that one. There we go. Okay. All right. Now, that's the other thing I need to do. I need to quickly set up my controls here. All right, now. Okay, multi-engine prop. All right. Everything looks good. Okay. All right. Yep, there it goes. All right. Okay. So let's. That weather's. I thought. I'm gonna have to chat to Sergio about this because Sergio has been telling me and assuring me that Portugal is nothing but sunshine. Apparently, we've picked one of the 60 days a year where Portugal is not having sunshine. But anyway, so let's actually, before we have a look at this tour, I actually want to check a couple things out here. All right, so okay, so first things first, we've got our little EFB sort of iPad thing that we have come to see on quite a number of aircraft. Oh, really? That's awkward. Um, So we're just gonna put all these cool because I really like all these little additional features that FlySimWare have added in because I think this is kind of cool. So we're gonna okay. I'm just gonna click on all of the things so we can show this out. Not less than UK. Oh, really? Oh, that's awkward. I thought there was a couple somewhere down. I thought there was a couple down the southern tip of Portugal. Um, so this is the 414 in its. I'm not going to say a full dirty configuration because that's configured for landing, but let's just say with her skirt lifted. Um, I'm kind of loving the GPU. Like, this is kind of fun. Where you actually hear the diesel generator of the GPU running, and it does actually feed your aircraft power. So that's a pretty cool thing that I like to see. Western France, okay. Hopefully that's rather awkward. Hopefully we'll see that fixed soon. We've got all the static sort of remove before flight tags dotted around the aircraft as well. Which you can see. We've got tie downs, which there we've got with chocks, various tie downs there. All of our cabin and sort of cargo storage. So you noted that we noted there before the rather large proboscis at the front of the aircraft. It's actually it's the boot. So in some ways, this is the Volkswagen Beetle. Where all your luggage goes in the front of the aircraft instead of the back. Mm. The Val does not. I don't believe it does at all. Unless they made the later amphibious model of the Val, because there was an amphibious model of the Val later in its life. So I'm just loving all the details here, and also like things like this, like with the actual sort of oil dipstick actually sort of removed from the engine as well. So you're actually sort of checking the oil that's in the engine. You've got all this in beautiful detail actually sort of modeled and textured inside the engine as well. Like, I'm looking at that and going, I'm guessing that looks like photogrammetry. That looks like an actual 3D textured scan of an actual engine. That's what I'm gonna go out in a bit there. There you go. See, that's part of what this is about. Game of 12 is about finding and helping you with the bugs and helping the development. The engineer's photogrammetry. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm sort of looking at it, going. I've seen the outcome of sort of some photogrammetry on engines at work, and I was sort of like, I recognise that. I know what module did that. So yeah, I just wanted to showcase that. And folks, for those in the community, especially for those who've been here a while, you know that I talk about this, and for those who are new, you'll know that it's these little sort of attentions to detail and showing off these kind of cool little things that I really appreciate, and for me says a lot about the quality of work that a developer has put in, how much love, how much effort, and quality that the developer prides themselves on or holds themselves up to when doing a release. So doing things like, having the fuel caps that can open, the fisherman's chair and fishing rod on the Goose. It's stuff like that I think really sets apart different developers, particularly when they're offering content there. Photogrammetry, it's melting. I mean, we may end up overcooking the engine tonight, so the latter could be a possibility at some point. It absolutely could be. Alright, so now that we've had a look at all those cool little add-ons, let's talk about some of the other cool things that are featured as part of this add-on. Now, one of the... I'll quickly show this here, but because as I said, thanks very much to Game of 12, we've sort of been... I've been given a heads up on the best way of doing this, so we'll go through that in a second. But for those who've been simming for a while... you might remember A2A when they released their AccuSim series of aircraft, which were pitched as being the highest fidelity, the highest level of detail that you can get in any kind of in flight simulation. And one of the things that they that they included that was fairly novel, especially back in excuse me, the FSX days, was they included a walk around. And it's really cool to see that, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that FlySimWare is the first dev to do a walk around for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And so you can actually do, if you have a specific part of the checklist and the walk around that you want to do, you can click directly on one of these points to take you there. Or... and again, this for me is pretty awesome. You can actually do it based on the checklist. So, I put in and say that, one of the most important things for me is the checklist system that's been integrated as part of Microsoft Flight Simulator, because not only is it a great tool and a great piece of content for those who want to do who want to role play being a pilot, where they actually want to do all their pre-flight inspections, do all their pre-flight sequences and to perform them in complete detail. The other side of that equation is that for new aviators, that are that this is their first flight sim, and they're really sort of getting bitten by the bug of flight simulation, and they're wanting to delve more into their hobby. This aircraft, I think, at least from first passes so far, I think this is going to be a great aircraft for them to get into, because it will actually walk you through it. So let's actually show you through here as well. Interior covenant. Oh, nice! I did not know that. Okay, so let's start with our pre-flight inspection. So what we've got here is that you've got a standard checklist that we're kind of used to here. And actually, sorry, let me just quickly check an audio setting here, because I think something's not right with my audio. Nope. Okay. No, we're good. Okay. So we've got a pretty standard looking checklist. Okay, so pretty standard looking checklist. That's fine. However, what we can also do is that if we, so we'll go through the first part here, which is your pre-flight. So we go here, control locks. Okay, so we make sure that they're stowed. That's fine. So we actually have the, and if you have your evaluation set, you actually have your co-pilot will check to make sure the system's there. But it actually, as you can see, has got camera views. Now, this part we're kind of used to. We're kind of used to seeing, okay, so, this is fairly normal. We moving around the cockpit views. But wait till we get a little bit further down. So we'll go check this one so far. Okay. Now the other great thing is that if you're not sure for whatever reason about to do something, you can actually get the AI Copilot to do it for you. All right, so we're going to extend our flaps down to 45 degrees. Occasionally, there is a little bit of a gremlin in it. There we go. You might have to do it twice. I like how even something you don't have to normally do is fine. All right. So we check that that's there. That's good. So that's the first associated. So pretty stock standard, except probably that last one where we jumped to the door because I already had it open. We sort of saw that there. That's fine. Okay. So just control lock should have been loaded. Click the extra show. Okay. Yeah. Oh, there we go. So the control locks are there. Nice. And you can remove them. Nice. Nice. No, oh, good. All right. So let's go to our next part. So the pre-flight inspection. This is the part I think is really cool. So we actually go now outside the aircraft. So that walk around preview that you saw, we're now actually going to do that walk around using our pre-flight inspection checklist. This is new. All right. Now I've got to find the click point to bring that to get that closed now is the fun part. Where is the click point? This is the danger of when you open everything up. Or what? Have to use checklist for this one. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to quickly jump back and I'm going to button up the doors to help us in for this one. So this should help us for this one. So we're going to reset back in here. Okay. There we go. So we can do that one. All right, let's do this one again. Now, it's updating the sim of clicking. Okay, so there are some conflicting issues. Okay, so if you're ever not sure, you can click the complete to allow it to finish. And I really like how the fact that it actually gets that control and you actually see it animate and move while doing that one. That one is cool. All right. I love how it basically imagines you actually peering in and making sure the fuel is there. That is awesome. So there is one note here is that some of these won't come up. You do have to have some mess around with your assistant settings here, but it's a really nice like additional realism to the aircraft to actually make you go around and do all these checklists. So it seems like a small thing, but going through and doing that one is amazing because the amount of detail and work that went into coding that and actually getting that to work around is really impressive. So we'll do the we'll go through and we'll do the other wing. Okay, so we've got an engine compartment. Make sure that that's closed. I think it's a challenge of the sim, of course, is whether or not it'd be nice to be able to have like the tablet beside you while you're doing this one. All right. All right, we're gonna have to remove those tags. Nice. And you can, again, you can get the sim to remove it for you. As I said, other than getting the EFB to do it for you. So it's all these little features that just bring it to life. And some obviously some workarounds are needed to be able to do things like not being able to access this from in front of here. But it's still for me it's a great way for you to get familiar with your aircraft and know where things are. And as I was saying before, like if for new pilots that might be they're only just starting their career in virtual aviation, to be able to walk this through and essentially have your co-pilot walk you through and show you these things. So if you're not sure, you can watch the AI do it for you, which is, of course, a fundamental teaching tool about how to actually, show, demonstrate, and then do. And that's a great way, and I think that's really captured that philosophy here with this aircraft. All right, so let's go through and finish off because we've still got a couple more of our pre-flights to go through. So let's keep going and get those done. I'll make sure. I think I've got no more gotchas at the moment, so we should be good. Is the emergency gear operation system model? Is my curiosity question about that. Cool. And bonjour, monsieur. Hello and welcome to the stream. All right, so we're moving on to the right wing now. Okay, and then we're going to go. Emergency handle, and yes, it works fantastic. That was actually one of the things that I liked about the Just Flight arrows and arches is the fact that you can actually, the emergency gear override does actually work as expected. Alright, so we're on to nearly done for our pre-flight checklist. Game 12, just out of curiosity, are you going to be doing external click points for these for you to do it manually yourself? 'Cause at least I couldn't find the external click points for a lot of these smaller details. Alright, so that's right wing done. Now we're back to the rear of the aircraft, and then we're going to be pretty much done. Clear, checked. I was going to say, how much travel room do you have to put on it to check it, to cause it to check? Like, it's actually really cool seeing the actual full travel distance of the tabs, though. Alright, that's also showing me that I need to reset my rudder pedals. Okay, that's interesting. That's good to know that, yeah, make sure you probably mention that in the manual then, Game 12. Okay. I like the fact that you can actually do the doors from the internals and see the seal. Alright, so there we go. All our walk around for our aircraft is now complete and we are ready to depart. So what we're going to quickly do is I am going to put a bit of extra fuel in the aircraft. We're going to fill the aircraft right up. There we go. Okay. That could be interesting. Has been asked in the community. Yeah, interesting. Thanks very much, there, Dread. All right. Okay. So I think we are pretty much. I think that's our walk around complete. So theoretically, we should be right to start the aircraft now. So we're going to. Okay. All right. So let's do. Checked. Stowed. So strap yourselves in, folks, because this could go sideways. All right, now this one was one that I had to learn before as well. So we need to bring it down to flight time. 0. Put the power on. Green. All right, now I did say that I needed to check my rudders, so because I didn't see them working properly during that pre-flight. With the LCD screens, the touchscreen will click things in the background, so language controls would open by accident. Okay. There we go. Well, good to know that, as I said, at least we know that it is being looked at. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right. Good. Just needed a bit of helping hand. All right. All right, let's see if I can start this aircraft and not make a complete fool of myself. Now, to hide the tab, we are going to hide the tab briefly. There we go. Okay, we're going to go prop area is clear. Very handsome Sky Park Travel livery I noticed there at this airport. Alright, prop area is clear. We're going to go mag set to start. Fuel is good. Okay. Engine 1 is alive. Okay. Primer set. Engine 2 is caught. Nice. Okay, avionics. Alright, let's go. Anticols, nav lights, taxi lights on, prop anti-ice, pitot heat is on, avionics bus is on, alternator 1 and 2 and 1 are on. Alright, so we've got Garmin launching, flying up there. Alright. So, it's so far the experience with this aircraft has been really engaging because it helps you get familiar with the aircraft, and yeah, as I said, it's essentially it really does what a checklist is supposed to do. It does what it says on the tin. It walks you through all the things that you're going to have to do. All right, now before we taxi, I am going to set avionics here. So we're going to go on map for this display here because we've got our preloaded flight plan. But then what we're going to do is we're going to set up our nav frequency. So our first waypoint is Santiago. So 116.40. So we're going to go 11640. And that'll be active. Alright, and that's going to be at 187 degrees. So I'm going to set my, 187 degrees. Seven degrees, and we're set. There we go. Beautiful reptiles. Oh, that's good to know. Alright. So, breeze free and clear. Alright. Looking good. Everything looks good for me so far. Alright. I think it's time to see if we can taxi this bird away. Alright. We'll use the old Microsoft Flight Simulator cheating pushback. So we don't take out that poorly placed GP ground power unit. Okay. So make sure that is all set. Set our config. So this is a great little part here, which we'll show more about once we're in the air. We'll talk about that more there. Okay. If we say you know, it could be interesting. It could be interesting with sort of like a navlog or something. That could be fun. All right. So I think it looks like we are set up so far. All right. Let me have a look at everything I've got here. So we'll depart on 2-1. Actually, we may not be departing on 2-1. It's only 4 knots. Okay, let's go to reset our takeoff trims. Takeoff trims set. It's only a 3-knot wind, so yeah, we'll depart on 2-1 just to make it a little bit easier for our course. 2,500 feet. So I must also say, by the way, folks, is that there is an absolutely fantastic manual that comes with this aircraft, which, by the way, folks, if you're wanting to get an idea of what's in this aircraft after sort of seeing it with me tonight, you can also check the manual out. The manual is available as a free download, which you can get directly from FlySimWare's website. So it gives you an idea of some of the cool features that are available in it and goes through in a lot of detail. I'll be the first to admit that I have not read the manual. I have not RTFM'd. So that's why Gav 12 is fortunately here to help me correct some of my rookie errors that I'll make throughout tonight's flight. But the data that comes in the manual is fully, has all the aircraft information, including everything that you need, best how to fly it, and a detailed explanation of all the things that the aircraft does. All right, so we'll hold short here, make sure we've got no traffic. All right, now before I take the runway, all right, let's do a final check of before takeoff. Okay, fuel quantity is good. Fuel selectors, main tanks, check. Crossfeed is down. Cowl flaps open. Okay. Full to close. Okay, so we are open. Cowl flaps are open. And you know what? Let's do get our co-pilot to check that everything's good to go for us. Oh, so we are flapless takeoff. Interesting. I did not realize that. I'm so used to doing flaps on takeoff that I don't need to. Okay, we're set with our first radio navs set. We only get 15,000. We'll be fine. No I-cores. That is a very obnoxious sounding fuel pump, I just want to say. That is a very obnoxious sounding fuel pump. Alright. Alright, so landing lights and then mixture. Okay, so let's check our landing lights. That fuel pump's even getting turned off as soon as we get in the air. Alright, we may have a traffic conflict here, but we'll see how we go. They are actually that loud. I'm interested. No, that's a good question. Yeah, I only know the feedback only came in with those pumps coming on. Airspeed is alive. Gear up. Landing lights off. Just gonna maintain runway heading just so we can get above for our minimum safe altitude. And once we're over those mountains, we should start picking up the radio frequency. Actually, I've just realized I programmed on the wrong one, so we're going to need to punch that in. 116.4, 116.40. There we go. That's why I couldn't see it, because it was on, I suppose, programmed on my Nav2 radio. Okay. Okay, 3,600 feet and climbing. Okay, let's intercept our radio nav course. So just watching my HSI here. Start leaning the aircraft to the right a little so we can intercept that course at a better angle. Trim is needs a bit of constant adjustment. She's a bit wild on the trim. There we go. So HSI has got me on my radio nav course, and I can double check that against our little magenta line there, and we're looking good as we punch through that clouds into this beautiful blue sky, and trim that a little bit lower now. Okay. Oop. Leaned out that mixture a bit. Okay, gens are good. Navs are off. Now, let's go here. So we've got our ADF. Okay, no, good there. Okay. Set our altitude alerts. $10,000. Yeah, Dread. So I've seen a couple of people. I didn't personally have any problems, but I've seen a couple of people on forums say that their way of doing it was they actually uninstalled the JU52 from their sim and then re-downloaded it from in. So they uninstalled it from inside the content manager, shut down the sim, shut down their PC, restarted, launched their sim again, and re-downloaded it from their content manager, and everything was fine. So that's the workaround that I've seen the community come up with. All right, so fairly smooth flight. Trimming's a bit of a challenge, but I think that's more pilot error at the moment, this one. Now, I'm curious. Yeah, there we go. DME power. Yep, okay, so I've got my DME. I was wondering where my DME was. There it is, right in front of me. So, I've got my DME set. 133 knots. That's an odd heading. So 3 minutes, 131 knots, ground speed, sounds about right. Okay, let's trim our aircraft down. We're hit about 10,000. Let's go. Okay. Well, it's good to know that you're sort of looking into what the actual aircraft has there, Game of 12, which is good. Yeah, because if I remember correctly, are these Continentals or like Homings that are modeled in this aircraft? Alright, so let's go to... Alright, so we're going to go nav. Okay, 10,000. Now, as I said, because I have not read the manual fully yet, so let's go to altitude. So, okay, so the altitude mode just captures the altitude that we're at. Cool, so we're going to disconnect that. So we're going to drop down. $11,000, and then we're going to go nav hold. Okay, the fact that we've got the wind blowing through. Okay, now I'm curious to know if I've got a panel or something open. Alright, so we've got 2 nautical miles to go. Okay, that's right, so we've just moved off we're on to our next waypoint. So we're looking at 194 is the outbound radial that we want. So as we've gone past it, we're now heading away from that VOR. So we're on the 194 outbound radial. And what we're going to do is we're going to program in Continentals. There we go. Fly money, yes, we are in nav mode at the moment. So it's following the VOR. So we've got it programmed in for our VOR. So I'm actually about to change over to our second VOR for this leg, which is 113.6. So I'm going to quickly punch that one in now. So we've got 113.60. There we go. And then we're going to roll over. And we'll put our backup in this one here as well. So 113.60. Yeah, sorry, I do want to. Sorry, I should have mentioned that earlier, folks. So I did allude to the fact that Game of 12 is then the dev did supply me with a preview of the patch that is coming to the general public in the next beta testing round. Game of 12 is that I'm assuming that's on the horizon for them very, very quickly, in the short future. So right now the AP I do have AP functions that you do not have, that you would not have if you buy it now. But as I said, like this has come directly from the dev, and it is going to be released very, very shortly, I do believe. If you could give us an exact less than 2 days, perfectly. All right, so let's have a look here. So, okay, so we've captured our altitude. So we've got our altitude capture set. So we've got 11,000 feet here at our cruise. I've got our mixture goods set for our EGTs. Now I can probably bring back my power. You know, they're pretty good in the power. Might bring back the prop pitch a little bit though. Keep that inside the green arc. EGT is well and truly in the green. Pressures are good. Plenty of fuel on board. Okay. Now, let's... So now that we're in our cruise here, let's have a look at some of the other cool things. Let's see what else we can find in this cockpit. So we can see all our voltmeters over here. So we've got our fuel pumps as we found. Very noisy here, those fuel pumps, but we found they work. We obviously went through the primer earlier on. So we can check different volt amps or whatever. So we can see our battery. All our required lights are off. Surface de-icing. I don't believe we're going to need the surface de-icing yet, but I am going to put that one on because I forgot to put that on as part of my pre-flight. That's awkward. Can see your cabin pressure. Okay, let's do that one while we're here. So cabin pressure. Good, 6,000 feet. There we go. I like a good 6,000 feet of cabin pressure. Alright, so we've got about, let's have a look at, we've got 21, so 202 knots ground speed, 6 minutes and 21 nautical miles to go for our next waypoint. So let's take the opportunity to have a bit of another look at the aircraft now we're outside it. These Continentals, they sound you know, there's something underrated about flat engines. There's just something underrated about them. I've always loved flat engines. Alright, so 31 and a half manifold, 2450 RPM. That sounds about right. Alright, so let's check our manifold. So we're going to bring our manifold pressure down a bit then. So 31 and a half and 2450 RPM. So it's 25. And there we go. There's our cruise. And our cruise configuration there. And of course, I would have known this if I'd actually read the fantastic manual that FlySimWare has produced, but, you know, I'll just totally be, but basically I'm like every flight simmer out there, like, who needs manuals? CY, hello and welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing fantastically well. Great to see you, my friend. Loving seeing your art for your upcoming game, by the way. CY, so asking liveries. So my price list has just been updated, and my latest price list is available in my Discord. Thanks very much, Rockview, for putting the post there. Yes, my livery commission prices have just been updated. I'm currently full. Happy to chat to you about whatever you're after, and anybody else who wants a livery. My door is always open. My DM's always open to chat about your project. But currently, both of my active working slots are full. It's like a picture. See, yeah, and not gonna lie, Game 12. I did have a quick. I had a scan of the manual. That's why I wanted to call it out because I do appreciate the fact that you actually went with a pictorial focused manual, because you're right. It's actually what you want to look for because you're wanting to you look in the aircraft and say, well, this is my configuration. I need to check this against, excuse me, whatever's in the I'm seeing in the sim. And I go and do that, and it's like, okay, well, I need to see a picture of it. So yeah, shout out to you for that one. As I said, it looks like a very in-depth manual. I just may or may not have. I only skimmed read it for 2 minutes before we before we started. Thank you, CY. Yeah, it's going pretty well at the moment. It's been going pretty well. I just finished and released a commission for Virtual Airline Pilot, who's a YouTube streamer. He does a lot of airliners. He mostly does he started off doing airliners, but he's become one of the helicopter mafia. So I've done a number of liveries for him now. This is the first one for Microsoft Flight Simulator for him. And then I'm currently finishing off one for a Gaelic Raven. Is, I believe, his name stands for. His name translates as. So yeah, I'm working on one for him at the moment. I'm hoping that should be finished in the next few days. And yeah, it's going pretty well. It's a lot of fun. And that's the thing is, like, it's like flight simming in general and gaming in general. And my artistry work is, as long as I'm enjoying it, I want to make sure I'm enjoying it and having fun with it. Alright, so let's just jump in here, because it looks like we might be going a little bit off course there. So I'm going to throw it out to you, Game 12. I think your VOR might be a little bit off, because my nav is over there at the moment. Is that because I didn't set nav mode properly? Okay. Alright, looks like we're AP off for this one. My aircraft. Looks like we were holding course pretty well. It looks like it lost the radio at some point. So we're going to have to cut across, because we're only 6 miles out. So we're going to cut back across to get in so we can capture the next outbound radial. So let's, where are we? Let's have a look at the... Alright, so the next heading, once we fly over the next waypoint, the next outbound radial is going to be 175 degrees, which will be start of our approach plate coming into LPPR. She absolutely purrs like a kitten at altitude. Okay, so we're looking at 175 degrees is going to be my outbound radial. So we're going to reset our HSI. So 180, there's the zone of confusion. Okay, 175 degrees outbound. Okay, alright, 1 second. Let me know if that is any better there, Gabe 12. Alright, let's see if we can pick up on this radio nav. Now that we're on the outbound. Okay, I don't want to be. I want to be careful of not peaking too much. There we go. All right, on course. All right, so you think I can get louder? Are you sure you want me louder? I mean, is that? I'm just totally going to blame the, I'm totally going to blame... Okay, so you want... Okay, let's drop that down. Cool. Thank you very much. And as always, folks, this is the part of streaming as well, is that, you know, it's all about community feedback. Make sure that you are all getting the experience that you deserve. Okay, so looks like we are on course. Let's see if we can recapture this radio nav. This is good? Okay, good. Okay, so we've got nav. Okay, so back so our ADF. I don't think there's any ADFs around here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to deactivate that again, and we're going to get us back on track. So it looks like the VOR nav is not, it's not picking up the VOR nav, like it's not locking onto the signal for the autopilot. Okay. So it looks like the heading bug, there it is. Okay, so let's go heading holds. Let's get the heading hold where we need it to be. Alright. So it looks like heading hold is working, which is a good stuff. But just looks like the radio nav is not working so well. Alright, so this is the start of our approach plate. So we now need to head on to 196 degrees. Now we're going to start our descent as well. We're going to be looking at descending it down to 7,000. Alright, and we're going to set our ILS frequency very, very shortly, which is 109.90. So we're going to get that dialed in as our standby. So 109.90. 9-0. We're going to pull that power back. Oh, sorry, Game of 12. Hey, Rockview, can you give Game of 12 link posting permissions for a bit? Sorry, Game of 12. Yeah, we have a no links posting here. Yep, you got a minute there for your Game of 12 if you want to drop a link. Yeah, no worries, Rockview. Alright, so we can check tanks. So we're still fairly even. A little bit less fuel in the left tank than the right, but we're still good on fuel. Alright, now let's do our descent checklist while we're here. Okay, so... Okay, so set our pressurization, we'll bring our pressurization back down. Ah! Go. Okay, set done. Fuel sector set to main tanks, which they are. Mixtures 1350 EGT. Check. Altimeter set. Approach is loaded. Alright, we are good here. SLM1. Yep, that's what we're looking at, about 500 feet. Alright. Approach is loaded. Set. Alright. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to transition over onto the ILS. And the ILS runway heading is... Let me quickly check that one out there. Most of the EGT minutes, the mixture is not settable anymore. Okay, good. Yeah, that might be a good consideration then. Okay. Alright, let's have a look at this one here. Strayada, thank you so much for gifting a free sub to Commander Root. Commander Root, enjoy your free sub. And apologies, there was a... question. Did the alert show up on screen? Because I've reset it so it should have worked. And if they're not working, I would like to know why, because then I'm going to have to put a support ticket in with Player Me, because they absolutely should have worked this time. It doesn't. Damn it! So I literally went through and tested these yesterday to make sure that they were. So I'm going to have to put a support ticket in with Player Me, unfortunately. My sincere apologies to everybody for that. I think I know. Okay, I think I know a workaround that we'll have to do at some point. Okay, so let me just look up here. So notice their ILS heading is 171 degrees is the heading we're going to be coming in on. Okay, so let's. I'm wondering if that's what you have to do. You have to log in every stream, which is a bit annoying now. Okay, so we're looking at setting our heading for 171 degrees, which would be our approach. 171 degrees. Airlock Doc, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. Hello and welcome. You've caught me just as I'm trying to figure out how to land a Cessna 414 using an ILS. It's great to see everybody here. Buckle in, folks, because this could be a rough landing. A Dread Modus? No, I have not tried that flight yet. No, I feel that I'm going to use that up on one of the many airliner flights that's rolling around in the community, and then set it up as a sleep stream. Do a barrel roll. I need my fox, or I suppose I have cat ears. Does that count enough for fox ears if I do a barrel roll? I don't know. Gamer 12, will the 414 survive a barrel roll? That is a good question. Alright. Okay. Alright, okay, so we're under the altitude. Okay, so we're going to be heading down to 4,000 by the time we get to 71. Okay. Alright, power looking good, mixture is good. No worries, Airlock Dog. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for the raid. As I said, welcome, Raiders. By the way, folks, if you don't know me, hi, my name is NovaWing24. I am an Australian-based content producer specializing in flight simulation. Tonight is a very special stream. Tonight, I am being challenged because this is my first time flying the Cessna 414 from FlySimWare, which they have just released into beta, into early access and a beta evaluation for everybody. So we're taking it out, we're putting it through its paces. We're doing a quick flight through Portugal tonight, and then we're going to be doing another flight after a brief break shortly. As I said, folks, this is a beta test of this aircraft, so it is early access at the moment. But if you want to check it out, you can find out more information about the aircraft just by typing in !aircraft in the chat or !414. Otherwise, folks, as I said, we're just coming on into approach now to LPPR. So Francisco Sa Carneiro. And we're about to try and shoot the ILS here. So this could be interesting. I'm about to disable the autopilot and fly this one manually. Commander B, hello and welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing fantastically well. How am I finding the 414? I'm finding it really detailed. Like, I'm really loving it. There are a couple of bugs that we've talked about so far tonight. Unfortunately, the dev is making furious notes tonight. But yeah, overall, I'm really, really enjoying this aircraft at the moment, I have to admit. So, I personally have not... oh, that's interesting. AP off, thank you. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this aircraft so far. All right, let's bring back the throttles. Okay. Landing lights on. Okay, so we're looking at 1. Okay. Azimuth's alive, waiting for the glide slope. Chasing the needle, bring back those throttles. Okay, gear extension speed 177 knots. Gear traveling. I saw that video actually, Dread. That was a beautiful video to watch. It really, really was. I think I'm noticing a misalignment with the ILS needles in the HSI and the CDI. They're reversed. Okay. A little bit below the guide slope. Yeah, I'm hoping there's one. I would love to get there myself, especially now that the world is opening up again. I would love to get to Cosford because I would be really excited to meet all of my European community. Would love to be able to meet with you all. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, and by the way, folks, as well, so just to stress here is that I'm using, so there are 3 cockpit options with this aircraft. So this first flight we're doing is we're using the aftermarket PMS 7 GTN 750. The next flight that we're going to do with the default basic avionics that are available to everybody, no matter, so you don't need, no other add-ons are required. That will be our second flight that we do tonight. Interesting. So that was about, that's the middle, at the middle marker, everything's zeroed and everything corrected. That was interesting. Okay, pre-landing checks, landing gear down, lock 3 greens. Landing light is on, flaps set. Mixture's good, and RPM's in the drain. Everything else is in green. Fuel tank's fullest tank. Set and good. And I'm below the slope. Pull that, bring that back up. Oh, that's awesome. Landing assured, full flap. A little high. Be careful, make sure I'm not chasing the needle. Don't chase the needle. Decision height. Check. Okay, right. Thank you very much. I love those grab roll sounds. That's nice. The sound set is pretty amazing. I definitely have to give you credit where credit's due there, FlySimWare. Sound set is awesome. Alright, we're totally going to go park at a gate, park near these big boys because we can. Well, all of my AI traffic livery packs are here tonight. We've got Ryanair over there, I've got KLM, I've got Lufthansa, which I'm going to have to taxi through, I've got Air France. Don't mind us, excuse us, Lufthansa. We're just gonna... Hello. And even a Virgin Australia aircraft managed to get through here as well. It was very nosy of that Lufthansa aircraft, wasn't it? Alright, okay. Parking brake is on. Landing lights off and retracted. Engines shut down. Alright, mags set to off. Okay, avionics off. Go. De-icing Beto heats are off. There we go. De-ice resets off. Off. And generators are set to off. Battery master is off. Alright. I'm impressed. Now, let's bring up EFB. Let's put our chocks in. And let's open the doors. Alright. Okay, so overall, so that's our first flight in the 414. And my first impressions are pretty solid. Like, this makes a really speedy little commuter aircraft. It's a lot of fun. You've got engine cooldown noises? Oh, that's awesome. That is... Okay, that's freaking cool. You can actually hear... Hang on. That is so cool. Not only did you model the interiors of the engines with photogrammetry, you've actually got um, the engine cool down tick sounds. Like, yeah, it probably needs. And it's, oh, that's okay. That's freaking cool. Look, folks, this add-on, I'm going to recommend this one just purely on all these little attentions to detail. It's stuff like this that I will guarantee. Okay, you know what? I can't guarantee you because I've never flown it, but I will. I would strongly be wondering: does PMDG have cooldown sounds for its engines? Because I'm gonna make a bet and say that it doesn't. This is an insane amount of detail in such a beautiful small little aircraft. So, that Lufthansa airliner is a bit confused, I think. Um, this is amazing. Like, yes, okay, but here's the underlying thing: is yes, there are a few bugs in it. And because remember, folks, as I said, folks, that what we're flying tonight is a beta version. So this is a version you can currently buy, with the exception of the autopilot. That's a preview of the patch that's coming in the next couple of days. But overall, like, this is the aircraft you're going to get, and the trajectory that FlySimWare are on is an incredibly detailed aircraft that they're going to give us. So if you're into into your GA aircraft, and this is going to be a really cool aircraft for you. That was actually going to be the thing too. I actually was wondering about that. So let me add some weight into that. So let's put in what's 170 pounds. Let's put in 50 pounds. Let's put in another 50 pounds and 40 pounds. All right, now let's go check out. All right, well, hang on. Well, let's do that then. So let's okay. So let's turn ourselves around. That's a little okay. That's a little weird seeing that there, but let's okay, the seat moving forward and back when you put the passengers there, that's kind of cool. And you add the extra seat in. Okay, I love the fact that you actually add the extra seat in. That's cool. That's pretty good. It's a mirror. It's your tech pilot's plane. Oh, good to know. Good to know. I like seeing how you actually add the extra seat in or remove it by trimming at that passenger 7. That's pretty cool. All right, let's have a look at the nose cabin. So let's open up nose doors. Yeah, so that moves forward and adds the seats. And I like to see how it actually adds in the cargo when you actually put the weight in. That's have you and SimWorks Studio been chatting, been talking? Because I love seeing that. That is so cool. Um, and then we got our little briefcase there. See, Rockview, I'm thinking that these compartments, particularly that one, it makes for a perfect a perfect coyote, a perfect hiding space for your coyote contraband. I think you should be in here. I think that's pretty damn awesome. Oh wow, that is so cool. And look, folks, as I said, like this is the wonderful thing, like seeing this attention to detail, seeing these lovingly handcrafted parts of this aircraft is just an amazing like little feature, and something that um, a lot of devs, big and small, well, yeah, especially some of the bigger ones, could really, there's some lessons that could really be learnt from developers like FlySimWare, from developers like DC Designs, from developers like SimWorks Studios. Some of your bigger names could really learn from some of the lessons about what these smaller devs that put their heart and soul and passion into their projects, because we get a beautiful, amazing quality like this. Yeah. All right, folks. So what we're going to do, we are going to take a short break here. We're going to take about about a 5 to 10 minute break. I'm going to go grab a refill of my coffee, and then we're going to go on another flight. We're going to use the standard avionics on the standard version of the 414. We're going to use that on our next flight. So, folks, I'm going to leave you with this beautiful view of this aircraft in the meantime. So make sure if you have been here since the beginning, or even if you just joined us, make sure you grab yourself a beverage as well. And we'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes after these messages. See you very, very shortly. Alrighty, hello folks, welcome back as a airline that is very far away from home taxis past behind us. Hello and welcome everybody. Amplify Oz, hello and welcome to the stream. Just saw the raid there. Thank you so much for your raid. Welcome Raiders. Hello and welcome. Yes, you did manage to catch me as I was grabbing a refill of my pilot fuel. And get this because you're here. It is great to have you on board. Yeah, tonight we are taking this beautiful Cessna 414. We're putting it through its paces tonight. We just finished our first flight. We're going to be taking on a second flight in just a moment as well. So thank you very much for joining us. Raiders, welcome. My name is NovaWing24. I'm an Australian-based content producer with a passion for and a focus on flight simulation. And we're going to be, as said, we're going to be catching this very, very shortly here. So yes, great to see everybody here. And yeah, I've got to say, Gamer 12, like your efforts as a developer have absolutely are absolutely shining through tonight. They really, really are. It is looking absolutely amazing tonight. Magic Turtle, hello and welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing fantastically well. All right, okay. Now let's plan out our second flight for tonight. So this aircraft is just so much fun. I loved this as I was walking away, like from as I was going to grab my refill of my coffee. You could hear, as Gamer 12, as you talked about, you could actually hear the engine ticking sound slowing down as well, which is pretty damn cool. So. It's just, I'm just loving all these little details. It's like all the little details that we found in the Goose when we took it for a test flight last week. Great to have that there. All right, let's have a look. Where are we going to fly next? Is going to be our next flight. So we did a little flight there. We do have everything live. Now, is it dawn? It is daylight now in the land of the free. So maybe we should take one of these American registrations home. So where could be a fun flight to go here in the US? And this time around, what we'll do is we'll fly the using the default avionics option. So we've had a look at the the PM. Is it PM? Is it PMS PMG 750i? Not sure. Magic Turtle, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the crew. Great to have you on board. Let's have a look. We've got Virginia Beach, Tallahassee. You know what? Let's do we were talking about drug running down down here. Let's do. Not that we condone any activities like that. Let's do a little flight down here. Let's start at Fort Lauderdale. Set as departure. Oop. Where's the G? What's the active at the moment? Okay, so it looks like that's the active at the moment. Let's set the ramp here as active. Oh, thunderstorms. Maybe not. Okay, maybe we won't go to Miami because something thunderstorms. Let's see if the weather's a little bit better a bit further up the coast. That's better. That's better weather there. Yeah, might not, but I'd rather not take the risk. Let's go from Apollo Fields, and let's head to. We're gonna head up to Washington. We haven't been to Washington in a bit. All right. Now we're going to do the Altitude Airways. What departures have we got? Winds of 3-5. So let's do 3-2 left departure. We got a better departure than that. All right. Let's do our arrivals. Let's do approach. Let's do RNAV for 3-3. Oop, yeah, not doing that one. Nope. That one doesn't look too bad. That one's better. There we go. And we'll do the CAPS 33 arrival. That seems like a long way to go. So let's do a direct departure instead. So we'll do a direct departure. And you get all the time the weather is fine. Yeah, I've seen that a few times as well myself. But yeah, I'm willing to take a bit of a bet on this one. So we'll do this. There you go. We get a nice bit of varied terrain coming through here. We'll arrive on 3-3. Navs, cruise altitude. Let's set our cruise altitude for 10. Let's do 15. Alright, that looks good. Yeah, Big Radials do really, yeah, their team is amazing, and we love the Big Radials and their products. Alright, so this is a good little flight for our next flight. Alright, so let's have a look. Okay, So I think we've got our flight plan all set up there. So it'd be about an hour, maybe a bit more, a bit less. All right, so let's change our aircraft. So instead of doing the GTN 750, we're going to use the standard GNS 530, so the traditional cockpit. We're going to put full fuel load in, not that we need it. And let's put a bit of cargo in. Wind back that fuel a little bit. There we go. All right. Okay, fuel is looking good. All right, so we've got our course set up. So let's update our little Nightbot for this as well. Yeah, so I did notice that the tablet battery had gone down 1 bar in the last flight. So we'll see if the tablet battery resets for this one. Okay, so let's go here. Let's update our flight. Okay, so we're doing KNTU to KDCA. Yep. KDCA. There we go. Alrighty, folks. So if you're looking at joining us on our next little sector here, !flight in the chat for the flight information. And with that, let's get started. Okay, all of the windows and tabs opening. It's such a speedy, delightful little aircraft to fly, this one. So let's see how these systems go. Slightly, now this is a color scheme that is straight out of the 80s. Brown and gold. Absolutely 100% straight out of the 80s, this one. Alright, so, got here, let's reset that. Okay, we're good. Alright, now let's, alright, let's turn on our GPU. Alright, so battery tablet is good. Okay. Alright, now let's see if I can remember how to start this aircraft now. Alright, so mixture is full, reach prop is full forwards. Okay. Okay, interesting. The battery doesn't align, but that's alright. Okay, so battery is on. Controls are free and clear. Check. Okay, gear down. Bloody Vampire, hello and welcome to the stream. Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastically well. Alright. Okay, looking good. Reset my heading altimeter. Altimeters are set. That's good. Alright, now let's see if I remember this one. So we're going to go mags mags are on, throttles are cracked. Takeoff trims are set, flaps tucked in. Okay, engine primed. Battery monitor. Oh, wait. Helps if you actually puts fuel to the tanks. That probably helps. There we go. Engine 1 is alive. Engine 2 is up. Alright. Alternators are on. Avionics bus is on. Landing lights are out. Alright. Pitot heat, stall heats are on. Prop anti-ice is on. Okay, shouldn't need the rest of our anti-ice because it is a beautiful sunny morning here in Washington State. Sorry, not in Washington State. Okay. Alright, so we've got our flight plan is set. We're set to that one. We're going to go change to CDI. You follow the GPS waypoints this time. So, oh, you've got old school buttons for this one. This is kind of cool. Okay. So you got your nav radio, nav 1 is built into here, but nav 2 is built off that press button here. So I'm going to take a guess here, as I quickly check something out. Let me grab one of these. Okay, so this is... let me just get a nearby frequency that I can tune into. 116.9. Okay, so let's punch this in. I'm going to take a stab in the dark here and say hang on. Clear. Was it 116.9? Nope. Press free. Oh, this is old school. 1.6. Nice. Okay, I like that. That's cool. Double and the enter to confirm, and there it is. Oh, this is why I love older aircraft like this, because it's like, for me, this is the perfect, it just, everything about this just this is just, I love it! Yeah, I love the double tap of enter to confirm. Enter once and then enter again to confirm before it actually injects it into the sim. Oh, that's cool. That is awesome. I'm loving that. Now, if we go this to on, and we go to, if we go 106.9 on this one as well. Sorry, 116.9. Yep, there it is, all popping up for me. Nice! Loving it. Absolutely loving it. Okay, we can get rid of the GPU now. Alright, alternators are all set. We are good for our taxi. Now, one thing I didn't do on my last run up was I didn't monitor by checking the mags. So we're gonna... It's a very subtle drop, but you're right, there is a drop there as the mags change. Almost imperceptible, you can just see it. Okay. Alright. Alright, let me just check my taxi path for this one now. Now, my taxi path here, so we got winds 14 knots out of the north. So we're going to taxi out on a 05 right departure. 05 right today, I think will be out of departure. Okay. Alright, aircraft is secured. We're going to set, leave our pressure set. We'll do our pressure once we're in the air. Yeah, it's incredibly imperceptible, but yeah, it definitely is there. I definitely saw the drop, but it's it's a fraction of a needle width, the drops. But yeah, if you're looking for it, then you will see it. So, folks, as I was saying before, like when we're talking about the avionics setup. So we flew with the 750 before. So this is the 530 setup. So this is the one that everybody will be able to fly with, because this one uses a combination of custom FlySimWare avionics along with the GNS 530 from Asobo. So you will have options for being able to fly this no matter what. And there looks like to be a taxiway missing. No, there it is. That's the one I want. Next one. So the other two do require third-party gauges, whether they be freeware or payware. This one is completely based on the sim itself and on its own gauges. I can see that, and that. So I can see there's a connect between the GNS 530 and my panel there, both showing GPS routing will be the nav data source. Seeing like a flashing red light there over there. I'm like, are there police trying to catch us? Did they hear us talking about drug running before? Okay, takeoff trims are set as we taxi down for our departure. Now I'm curious. I was going to say, so that's where the AP's hiding down there. Alright. Yep. Okay. Alright, do a traffic check. No traffic. Yeah, definitely feedback coming from having both those pumps on. I mean, I've got it's coming through my speakers, but I've never had, but the normal audio is not giving feedback loop like that. So unless it's this particular frequency that's hitting, that's just causing a feedback loop, which is possible. Yeah, I was gonna say it is. It definitely sounds like a gnarly frequency. That's for sure. This aircraft's just so smooth. Okay. It's just the sound set on this aircraft is amazing. It really is. And a bit of trimming out, just to trim her out quite nicely. Trim around the climb. A baby running loose on an airframe. That would be an interesting report to hand into the FAA, I feel. Okay. We were going to be climbing up to altitude, but those ships down there in the bay have... Those ships have piqued my interest. So we're going to test the performance of this. We'll get back onto our regularly scheduled flight plan shortly. But in the meantime... Because one of the roles that the Cessna 400 series of aircraft would actually do in real life, I'm not sure if the 414 was one of them, but many of the Cessna 400 series, they would often be used by Coast Guards and search and rescue organisations as observation aircraft because they offered twin-engine reliability and they were such a stable and quick platform to be able to get on scene for incidences very quickly, very smoothly and very reliably. This appears to be a rather busy shipping way, this one. I'm really enjoying the power and the aircraft is it's both maneuverable and also very docile as well. Much like how I imagine the 414 would be. Yeah, I don't have actual airtime in a 414, but to me, it's sort of this does feel like what it should fly like. I remember there was a mission, I think it was back in the old FSX days, where you were actually sort of one of those sort of twins, and you were supposed to like drop like life jackets and like supplies to people lost at sea. That was a fun mission. I remember that. I always like sort of flying over these ships because it just gives a chance to appreciate all the work that goes into all these models that help bring our sims to life. Because as well as the aircraft that we fly, it's many of the add-ons that we buy to sort of bring our virtual world to life. And it's sometimes like I feel some people don't appreciate the amount of effort that goes into making it alive. Much like I like to point out the amazing little things that happen in aircraft, for developers put into aircraft like this. But also these other sort of scenery and living world elements as well. It's always nice to just remember when you buy those add-ons, make sure you check them out and enjoy them because it's what makes our virtual world so much more enticing. Alright, so let's get back onto our planned course, and we'll get back into a climb here. So I'm going to put my power back on. Alright, 3,300 RPM, put ourselves around about 5 degrees nose up, 10 degrees nose up. I think it's seeing the texture undulations on the de-icing boots. So they're not completely smooth, and we've got the high, great textures coming through here. The smudges on the windscreen are rather interesting, slightly overdone, I think. Alright, let's capture. Okay. That's alright. Well, it's on your to-do list, and again, that's part of being in active development for an early access product, is there's always going to be more things to do. Okay, so put Flight Director on. Alright, now let's check. I also like how even with GPS driving nav 1, for example, you still have to manually set the course bug to actually work correctly. So that's a nice, again, one of those nice little touches. So, because I know in many of the older sort of FSX and prepared era aircraft, it would automatically adjust the course knob or the course bug on your HSI, but once you fed it into as GPS as your data source. But I actually like how, no, if you want to do that with this aircraft, you actually have to do it yourself. Like, it'll do the course data, but you have to set the actual course track properly yourself. Alright, so HT is good. Now let's get our cabin altitude pressures set. We want to set that for about 5,000 feet. It is a really fun little aircraft, this one. As I said, like, it's really sedate. It's got some great little features. There's a lot of love and effort has definitely gone into this aircraft. It's still obviously under active, still under development. This is an early access product, so it does still have some more development to go, but it's great hearing from and having the dev here in chat to sort of talk to us about the future plans for it, as well as seeing some of the bugs that we're finding and making sure that they note them down and furiously write them down, ready for future finishing. Alright, now we did plan for 15. Now let's have AP, left, right. Oop, overcorrecting that one. Alright, coming up. So we got 1,500 feet to run. I don't have space engineers. I think I've got enough time. I've got to summon up the courage to pull out Satisfactory, I think. Okay, liking the fact that the brightness works. Small details. I can see this quickly becoming one of my favorites, I think. Even to sort of, runs that I might normally have done in the King Air, I can see myself doing in this little bird, I think. Alright, so we're going to trim down, we're going to level off. We've got 300 feet to run. 200 feet to run. Okay, there's my altitude. Blown past it a little bit. Okay, so let's go nav mode, altitude hold, and AP on. Alright. Let's see how this goes and captures everything. Okay, altitude hold, 10,000 feet. So capture the altitude that we were on. And we've grabbed hold of the nav headings, GPS driving nav 1. Alright, now let's do... Alright, so now I want to climb up, see if I can climb up 15. So we're going to disable altitude hold mode. And we're going to set our autopilot pitch trim. Let's pitch us up for 1,000 feet. We can do 500 feet per minute trim. Looks like we'll have to recapture the altitude that we want. So let's go. Be off. So Tommy ever seen it? Yeah, it's a bit like that's a bit like me and the old Civ games as well, I think. Okay. Okay, I might need to RTFM when it comes to adjusting altitude with the AP with this older style AP on, I think. Because I definitely should be able to... There we go, okay. Alright, I think I got it now. So just turn the altitude hold off and set using my manual pitch trim. And then once I've got the altitude that I want to keep, then engage the altitude hold. Okay, that sounds about right. So we're heading off to Thump. We start our approach into Washington. Yeah. I've had a couple of people ask me if I'm about Stellaris, actually, both in our community and in other communities that I'm part of. And as I said to them, I love Stellaris, but yeah, it's one of those ones where it's for me. It's like it's worse than Civilization. Just one more turn, just one more turn. All right, we're gonna pull our cow flaps closed. No, but I have now. Oh, I'm loving that. Okay, hang on. Oh, that's cool. Oh, okay. Now all we need. Okay, so here's a coding challenge. Um, make that usable so you could actually tune into your own like music source if you engage it and turn it on. Oh, that's I had I had a Kenwood stereo in my old Capri that was just like that. Oh, that's your next challenge, Game of 12. And that have that usable, so yeah, you can actually like tune into like a frequency or something to actually like to listen to your own music. That would be so cool. So there was fun story. Um, when I was younger, and I'm not going to say less intelligent because let's be honest, I don't think my intelligence has grown since then. When I was quite young, and I may have done interesting creative things with my time after dark, with owning a convertible sports car as I did back in when I was in my much younger days. The head deck that I wanted for, so I did a custom sound system with it. It wasn't that exact one because that one's new because that's got like internet radio on it. Mine didn't. But there was one particular head deck that I wanted, and I'm pretty sure it was a Kenwood. Um, it was one that had uh, that had a screensaver on it that you could it had like selectable screensavers that you could program and like select from like a list of them that had like equalization, like you know, like the really cool, like the old school Winamp style sort of graphical sort of things of showing you music and whatever. But there was one particular model that was out that one of the animations, one of the screensavers on that was of dolphins swimming through the ocean. And this was like a just like a 2 or 3 color LCD display. I'm pretty sure it was 2 shades of blue and black. Like that was the only colors that this LCD displayed. But it was just this really cool like animation of dolphin swimming, and I wanted it so badly. But by the time I saved enough money to buy it, it was out of production and you couldn't get it anymore. And I was absolutely devastated. It was heartbreaking for me. It really, really was. I totally need to find if I can get a screensaver for that for my like something like that display in my current head deck that's in my Land Cruiser. You put a stereo on one of your products, you can add your own WAV files. That is so cool. See, you totally need to do that again. You totally need to add that as an Easter egg for this aircraft, that you can put your own music in there and make that as a controllable head deck. That would be so cool. And wait, is that? And that's an iced water dispenser. So you know what? Aerosoft fly-by-wire with all your coffee cups and whatever. Eat your heart out. We have an iced water dispenser in our aircraft here. That is so much cooler and so much healthier for you. It actually connects to your Android phone. The player needs a cup. Hidden cup holders. Oh, okay. No, a coffee machine. Okay. You know what? Okay. You know what? I'll take that. All right. So hidden coffee cup holders. Okay. So I'm guessing we've got a couple here. See, there's okay. So I'm going to take a stab in the dark and say that is where we're going to be able to charge our iPad from at some point. Is the cigarette lighter charger there? That's going to be my guess. All right. Now the question is, what else can I get? Oh, hang on. Click point. Click point. Ta-da! We have a table with cup holders. Perfect. As I try and slew my head tracking around here. Nice. That's... And we have a matching one on both sides. Excellent. Got to be all in it for the symmetry. That's good. Nice. I am loving... That is so cool. You can move through the... I haven't figured out how to move through the cabin in this... Oh, hang on. Have I? Yeah, I've never quite figured out how to move through the cabin. I think I need to rebind some controls to do that. To be able to allow us to move through the cabin, because I really need to do that. It's probably in one of the patch notes from one of the patches that I... Yeah, it set up the move keys. That's what I thought. Yeah, I just haven't got around to setting those up. I remember talking with another dev about that some time ago, and it's like, yeah, I just need to actually get around to doing that. Alright, we're going to make sure that our tray tables and seat backs are in the upright position. Got the coat hangers there ready for to make sure we put our executive jackets up on. Nice. Alright, so let's have a look here. So we've got quite the headwind, don't we, up here? He's reading the bad panel. No in-flight minibar, no buy. Well, I suppose it's a we have the coffee and the water for the pilots. I guess I don't know. Maybe there could be a minibar at the back there. An optional loo on this one. I don't believe that you have any way to relieve yourself in this aircraft, unfortunately, without opening up the external doors. Now, apparently, we've got an Easter egg in the main cabin. In the cockpit, it should be fun. We were talking about cup holders in the cockpit. Oh, yes, there is a toilet. Nice. Toilet. So that would be that area at the back there with curtain. Okay, we'll have to, when I rebind my keys to be able to have a look at that, we'll have to look at that on a future flight. So we have our in-cockpit cup holder, and we have our Flight Safety International. I take it the co-pilot is currently studying for their check ride to go up to a different aircraft type. As Tracy realized, when smoking was still allowed in the cockpit, absolutely. I still remember when you could smoke in restaurants, and that when you went flying, you could ask for a smoking or non-smoking seat. Okay. Come on. I am on my flight path at the moment because we are shooting one of the approaches. We're shooting the Thump arrival into DC. So the reason is because, as I was saying before, Dread, is that Although the GPS will fly the correct course, if you don't update the course, your actual course indicator, it looks like you're off course. So let me just correct that. And now, see, we're back on course. You know, that's it. Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, and it's one of those sad realities of the unfortunately the era of aviation, of real world aviation that we live in right now, is that we no longer have the option of we no longer have the option of that's a bit weird. What happened just there? We no longer have the option of being able to do things like visit cockpits and stuff like that anymore. I mean, unfortunately, sadly, those days are over now. And I remember one of the sad realizations for me was I think it was oh, what was it? It wasn't Carl Vinson, but it was one of the US carriers was visiting was visiting Brisbane, the port of Brisbane, and in years past, like I'd made it a thing for me that I'd always got that whenever a warship, whatever its nationality was, whenever it visited Brisbane, it was always my thing where I actually sort of went to make sure that I was actually able to, I'd go out and I'd actually, because they always did the cruise, they always did open days where you could come on board and see what they do, life on the ship and stuff like that. And I'd visited USS Bunker Hill, USS Ali Burke when she visited. Was it Whidbey Island? No, it was Blue something. I'd been on one of the Wasp class LHDs. I'd been on Invincible when she made a visit to Australia. HMS Invincible visited Australia, and I went on board. Anyway, this US carrier was in dock, and I looked it up and saw it come in, and then I was looking online, where to look for the open day, and there was no open day, and I was like, what's this all about? And I ended up actually meeting one of some of the sailors that were actually on board the ship, and they said, yeah, they don't do open days anymore because it's now too much of a security risk. And that was a real sort of devastating sort of one of those, and it's and I consciously say that this is a first world problem kind of thing, devastating here, but it was one of those realizations for me when I was like, well, this is now the world that we live in, where we don't get to experience the things that we used to be able to do. There was. We can't go into cockpits anymore, and we can't see cockpits anymore. There are things we can't do on aircraft anymore that we used to be able to do, and we can't visit and all the people, and all these sailors who spend months of their years of their lives at sea. And one of the things they always enjoy doing, many of them enjoy doing, was welcome people and to be able to talk about their passion and their lives, and we just can't do that anymore, and it was so devastating. It was one of those moments when it sort of hit home for me in a very first world, privileged manner. Yeah, sadly, Master Braytech. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, those days are long gone. You can't get you can, you just can't get too drunk anymore. Alright, so we're coming up on our next waypoint, so we'll have to start our descent very shortly. Let me have a look, where are we? Okay. So let me just quickly consult my little EFB here. Coming into Ronald Reagan, will be no ILS. Coming in on 3.5, there will be 3.3. There'll be no ILS, but we will need to start our descent because we are doing an RNAV approach. So once we get over the next waypoint, we'll be commencing our descent. Some airlines are slowly bringing back drinks. Indeed, they are. Though I remember I was coming back from Hawaii once, and we'd been racing in Hawaii, and a group of us were all on the same flight together. We'd been racing together, and we were all on the same flight back, and the flight was basically full of these Spartan. We were all Spartan racers, and we were getting we literally drank the flight dry. We drained them of all their vodka, all their gin, all their scotch, all their rum, and all their bourbon. We drained the entire aircraft of all their booze supplies, and it was like, well, that was fun. Those colours were hideous. The orange, that horrible orange that was in the top deck of those aircraft back then. So I wasn't too bad, but Master Braytek, there was one young lady. Actually, there were two young ladies in our group where I had to essentially carry them off the aircraft. I had my backpack and their bags on my back, and I was literally propping them up as we got off the aircraft. It was rather entertaining, that was for sure. Razor, hello and welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing fantastically well. Yeah, it was as I said, it was an interesting flight. It was Hawaiian Airlines. We came back, and it was a great flight. I loved that flight. It was so much fun. There was some because the flight was actually fairly empty, actually, which was fairly surprising, actually. Usually the flight was pretty full. But this particular time we flew, the flight was fairly empty. So yeah, the fact that it was a half full at best flight, and we managed to drain the aircraft dry of booze. And there was some rather rambunctious conversations happening in our part of the aircraft. That's for sure. Excellent. New TT2. Ooh, okay. It was jetway. Thank God, because if it was stairs, we would have been screwed. It was absolutely a jetway. And yeah, it was a fun flight. That was a redonkulously fun flight. Sadly, I've lost contact with most of those races. Unfortunately, I don't have contact with many of them anymore. This is so weird for me, by the way, folks. Like, flying with an AP on at altitude and cruise, this feels weird. Like, it really, really does feel weird. But the aircraft, like, it just feels like she's performing right. GA Flight still had the adventurous feeling. Yes, it. Alright. So we're coming on to our next leg, and we'll start our descent now. Alright. So we're going to go altitude hold off. We're going to set my pitch trim down. Alright, new course is 012 degrees. Oh, watch the porpoising effect. Alright, pull back those throttles a little bit. Alright, now keep my HSI. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 degrees. Not flying, not watching a map from the game map. Oh, thank you very much. You can warn us of any approaching traffic. This wind is insane up here. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to get a localizer fix. Let's have a look here. So we should be looking at, actually in range of, what do we got here? Let's get our DME, see if we're in range of this one, which is DCA is 111.00. Alright, so let's program that one in here. So we're going to go... Yeah, just because I want to do this again, we're going to go frequency. So we're going to go 111.00. We're going to go enter and then confirm. So a little bit out of range of that one at the moment. Okay, so let's go. I do have another DME that's en route. What we got? BRV, which is 114.50. Okay, let's see if we can get a signal from that one. Okay, so frequency 114. Was it 90? 50. 11450. Enter. There we go. Okay, so that's 41 nautical miles. So okay, so you got your J52 updated. Nice. Ben Chicken, hello and welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing fantastically well. Welcome. Thank you so much for your resub. 9 months. Thank you so much. You know what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you an external view for a minute because I want to check something out. Totally gonna do a bit of adjustment here. That's an incredibly pretty view. Alright, I'm totally going to quickly see if I can get something going here. Thanks, tight. Yeah, night shift is interesting, my friend. I did night shift for many moons. Hello there. Good evening there, First Officer Fluff. Welcome to the stream. We've not seen you tonight. No, you can't eat that. Eat that. That is for me. So you never see the fuel heater for it. Okay, interesting. Well, that's a good question. Game of 12. Yeah, so we understand that. So the introductory price at the moment is $40 US. Do you have any idea what the price will be after when we revert? What will be the normal price? Gift Okay, so you're saving a few dollars. That's saving a few dollars. That's good. All right, let me try something. Where are we? works. Right. It is. It is absolutely a. It does have a very long schnoz. It absolutely does have a long schnoz. We are loving the long schnoz on this one. Okay. All right. Let's see if this works. Yay! I'm following myself. Awesome. Okay. I'm hoping this means that we can get some alerts working again. We shall see. I was going to say, give it... knowing my luck, then it absolutely won't work. But hey, you know what? I'm trying. See, you can see that I've at least when I test it, it seems to work. If nobody else does it work, I'm sorry. Professional streamer here, folks. Remember that. Again, we condition a Pinocchio livery. That would be... I don't even know how... See, the problem is the artist in me, Bin Chicken, is actually trying to figure out how I would do a Pinocchio livery for this. That's the problem, is that now you've suggested that, the artist in me is trying to figure out how would that be possible. Okay. So I'm curious, you were mentioning, I'm assuming, is there the standard sort of Asobo heat shimmer effect on the exhausts? I'm not seeing it. There is something beautiful about this design, Game of 12. You removed? Okay, alright. I was just curious about if it was there or not. Okay. Let's see how we're doing here. So we're in a steady descent, passing through 12,000. Yeah, we are significantly offset. This wind is going to be interesting. If we've got these winds to deal with once we get into DC. Okay. Well, I suppose that's part of it, is that if you got that that guidance from an actual SME, then yeah, absolutely go with the guidance of the SME. Absolutely. All right. Okay, so we're heading past Thump. Alright. It's going... So the part for me is the Kerbal Space Program player in me is going, how would I do this with which mod? Could I make this happen? Okay, so we're closing in on Stafford Regional, and then before we head to Ronald Reagan. So KDCA, let's have a look with your 111. Okay. Ross Gray, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the crew. Great to have you on board. And yay! Alerts are working now! Boosters. The answer is always strap more boosters to it. Absolutely right. Okay, so let's go with nav frequencies here. So let's go frequency 11100. Enter confirm. Alright, so we are 52 nautical miles from our destination. Now, now don't change anything. Don't touch anything. Yeah, pretty much this. See, it's funny. I always joke with my colleagues at work is that my problem is that I know enough to be dangerous. Uh, and I'm pretty sure Razor and I have had this conversation before. That's always been my problem is that a little learning is a dangerous thing, and I definitely have enough knowledge to be dangerous. All right. Okay. We are coming good. Pressure is good. Now, can I get an ATIS from KDCA? Let's see if I can get an ATIS yet. Knowledge is power. Okay. Alright, what do we got? Actually, Stafford Regional have a ATIS. Three 3033. Okay. Alright. I'll tell him to set. Yeah, so we're going to be coming in. So 3-3 is the active, is it, Razor? Okay, so I had flight plan for 3. Yeah, so I had flight plan for 3-3. So my approach and my flight plan should be for 3-3. So it looks like I actually got that one right. I actually got it right for once. See, the problem is that, yeah, so I've got to, every time I learn something new, I've got to push something else out. That's what I've learned. Okay. I'm not sure which. I think it was the. I can't remember the approach plate that I used for this one. I'll see if because I've still got my flight plan up from my last flight, so I didn't actually add it in for this one. I should have exported it out of the sim. Alright, 10,000. And there's my drink holder. Excellent. Well, you have to see if you can identify the approach that we're going to fly. I think it was the Cap SS arrival for 3-5. So yeah, 3-3. I know it's the RNAV approach. We shot the ILS when we were in Portugal earlier. Now we'll just do the RNAV approach. These winds are insane here in Washington DC at the moment. Cup holders are so 2021. Swiveling air vents. Okay. What did I see that? What was I working on that I was surprised something had swiveling air vents the other day? I was working on something. I think it might have been the BR Sims BR35 actually. And I was surprised that one actually had, I think it had movable vents. I'm not sure. Kodiak. I know the Kodiak has it. Yeah, the Kodiak has it. But I'm feeling there's another one that has an understated set of sits in there, or maybe it was just they were just modelled separately. A commission that I've been working on and finishing at the moment. The client had asked for an oak veneer, an oak panel, an oak veneer on their panel. And that was a challenging and rather interesting little exercise as a creative to actually figure out how to apply that to the texture sheet, because the texture sheet was a mess. So a lot of 3D painting skills we used to make sure of that. And I'm approaching DC because that was the sim loading in the photogrammetry, I think. Yeah, I know the Kodiak has it because I love the fact that the little because the Kodiak has the little panel down there by the center console that actually where you can control everything as well. All right, new heading is 052, so let's adjust this one here. 052. Suki Sandlin, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the crew. Great to have you on board. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Alright. Coming next, chattering teeth sound and animation if you turn the... There is no such thing as turning the AC down too far for Australians, that's for sure. Okay, so let's set up 111. So I'm going to do my dial in here. So for 111,000. So we're going to set this up on our nav1 frequency as well. Okay, snap, there we go. Okay, bearing 031, and that's set. Cool. Alright, so this is that it's a 29 nautical miles to go. Okay, so we're going to start get down below, down to 4,000 feet. So we're going to turn the altitude off. We're going to pitch the nose down. We can pull the throttles back a little bit again. Oh, not quite that far pitched down. Thank you very much. I can see that there's I see there's a what was that? American Airlines, I think, coming in that was landing on 01. That's the... I think that's our airport over there. So we're going in on 3-3 is our arrival. No worries, Bin Chicken. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for stopping by. Take care. Again, once again, thank you so much for the support. Looking forward to seeing you on the next stream. Folks, quick little, I'll remind everybody again at the end of the stream as well, but just quick, surprise, there's going to be another stream tomorrow night. It's going to be out of sequence for me. I'm going to be streaming on Wednesday, because tomorrow night we've got another amazing aircraft to showcase tomorrow. So more details of that at the end of the flight. So mark in your calendars, we'll be streaming a off-schedule stream tomorrow. For another special preview stream. This one will be tomorrow night. Is circling into 3-3 or continuing to 1. Okay. Yeah, I'll try not to. No guarantees. Absolutely no guarantees on that one there, Ben. Okay. Alright, let's have a look here. Okay, so we are 22 nautical miles out. So let's grab our final ATIS. Okay, nearest airport list. Am I going to KDCA? KDCA, and we're going to go ATIS. (3032). Okay, set. Alright, awesome. Bird Dog, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the crew. Great to have you on board. Just saying the government didn't execute the RNAV 33 and didn't have the plate with me. Okay. Yeah, I pre-programmed this in the menu before takeoff. Okay. Alright, so passing through 6,000. Okay, descent checks. Mixture rich. Okay. Crop de-ice. De-icing off. Alright. So we have... So that's the 01 arrival. So that's 01. So we'll be coming in, cross that on 33. Maybe that's possible. So this is the Giovetzky design, because I did purchase the Giovetzky design airport. So maybe that's why I've got the plates for this one. I don't know. Let's find out. It did. I'm curious what Blue Streak... Oh, Blue Streak doesn't fly anything heavy. Okay. I'm assuming that's probably because of the AI model it's probably swapped it out for. RJs. Right. Okay, yeah. No, RJs are definitely not heavies. Okay. 14 nautical miles to go. Passing through 5,000. Heading down. This is going to be a rather windy landing. That's interesting, Rockview. That's interesting. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think I've got heavy checked. I'll check after the flight though. Wolf Mullet, hello and welcome to the stream. Do I have any proper flight training? Yes, I do. It's been a number of years since I have flown a real aircraft, but yes, I've done flight training. I've got several hours of pilot command and several more hours in the right-hand seat of a number of different aircraft types, single pistons, single turboprops, and multi-engine in the right-hand seat. Okay, AP off. Okay, throttle back. Landing lights on. You're 2 months away from your private license. Congratulations, well done. I never ended up going for my licenses. I was intending on getting my RPLs, which is Recreational Pilot's License. It's Australia's version of the LAPL, or SPL, as it's known in the US. I actually had started the ground school for it, but a couple of life events happened, which meant that I didn't end up actually progressing any further with it. Yes, a couple of life events happened, which meant I didn't progress any further with it. But nevertheless, as I said, I've got several hours in multiple different types that I've been very fortunate enough to experience in my lifetime. Hey, I'm just following the published approach plate. Is all I'm saying. Okay, 16 knots on the nose. Okay. Okay, right, fair enough. See, this is why sim flying. I enjoy sim flying because you can get away with doing shit that would have you, you know, would have you with ATC saying, "Hey, I've got a phone number for you," if you were to do it in real life. I'm pretty sure they're actually, and Razor, you might be able to correct me on this one. Aren't there actually actual Patriot batteries at Andrews? I seem to recall that. I'm not 100% sure, but or maybe it's only during special events that they actually have Patriots there. No. Right, yes. It's like, no. I remember actually reading up on the drone protection that's starting to appear at multiple airfields around the world, like even civilian ones. Um, okay, gear down, lock 3 greens, landing lights on, props forward, mixture full rich, prop forward, landing light on, stable on final, landing assured. Speaking of fighters, there appears to be an F-15 chilling at the gate. uh, I was going to say, I saw actually that speaking of the Loyal Wingman, actually, that it's now received an official designation, MQ-23A, Ghost Bat. It's received its official name, its official title. Hmm. Really, I thought GA was actually on this side of the ramp. Mm-hmm. It's funny because every time I look at the Loyal Wingman, the Ghost Bat, every time I look at it, all I can think of is Ace Combat. Like all I can think of is Ace Combat because that's all I can think of. Like Ace Combat 7, which is all about drones and UAVs and UCAVs, and I'm just like, that's all I can think about. I want to say the Gioveski has updated this airport to add some more statics in because I'm pretty sure Alaska wasn't here the last time we flew into here. Nigel Carruthers, thank you so much for the Carruthers. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the crew. Great to have you on board. Actually, you know what? We're going to go park down here because we can. Because I see a big hangar that I can probably go park in. It's the... It's always got to have a human in the loop, and that's the part where I look at it and go, as long as there's a human in the loop, that's the important thing. It's when you hand over other decisions to AI that I have a problem. I keep forgetting. It's funny, like, you know, I reviewed Giovetsky's Renton the other day, and I was talking about the detail. I need to go back and have another look at his other airports, because I swear he's adding more detail into his airports lately, because this looks amazing. Alright, okay. Parking brake is on. Alright. Okay. De-icing is off. Surface de-ice off. Deselect off. Pitot heats off. Mixture is fuel cutoff. So our hand rest. Fuel tanks, sec 2 off. Okay, mags off. Pumps off, alternators are off, lights. Avionics bus is off. Okay, and battery off. That's interesting that the nav lights aren't. Oh, that's actually, never mind. I know why. Because they are bound to my controls. There you go. That is set and done. That's good conflict. And I think we're set there. So we can turn off the tablets. We can stow the tablet. And then we can open up our door there. There we go. Okay. Oop, camera angle a bit off there. Yeah, so I was gonna say it's there's persistence. Again, the engine ticking that we can hear there in the background. That is so cool. That is so awesome. And the fact that he's picking up on what my controls have said as well and responding to that is just awesome. I wasn't 100% sure what to expect with this aircraft. So FlySimWare. I'll be honest, I wasn't 100% sure what to expect with this aircraft, but I am absolutely blown away by it. Like, I really am. Are there a couple of bugs with it at the moment? Absolutely. We've seen a few of those tonight. And it's been great having the dev here sort of to take note of those and give us some advice and some feedback. It's great to see that there is going to be, and there's more patches coming. For those who've been watching, of course, this is a beta version of this. This is an early access, beta release, whatever you want to call it. So it is still getting, it is still being worked on. So there is still more work to be done on it. And it's great to see that there is a patch, at least one patch coming out in the next couple of days from the dev as well. But I tell you what, as I said, I wasn't sure 100% sure what to expect with this aircraft, and I was going to be, sort of to see what happened, but I am absolutely blown away by it. The interactive external walk around, that alone makes this aircraft, I think, a pretty much almost must buy for anyone who's wanting to further their aviation experience, particularly for those who are starting out in virtual aviation and want to sort of enhance your experience or learn what it is about your aircraft and stuff like that. I think this is a great aircraft for you to do, because you actually do the interactive walk around, you do the checks as part of you do for a real flight. So whether you're wanting to maximize your realism experience of flying an aircraft and do your walk arounds, or whether you're a new virtual aviator and you wanted to know more about aviation in general, this aircraft has got what you need for it. So this is really, really awesome. We'll be there on the fuel computer. Nice. Okay, awesome. Thank you. It's, yeah, well, you walk away, you walk back to you. Yeah, this is really, really cool. I'm to set all the parking modes. Okay, so, well, let's actually do that. So speaking of, so let's bring up our tablet again. So we're going to make sure that we put our chocks in. We're going to put our engine plugs in, do our tie downs, static wing, speedo covers. So we've got everything set, and we've got our door open as well. So we'll make sure that everything's cold and breezy for us when we come back. So yeah. I'm absolutely, as I said, like, I am really, really impressed by this add-on. I really, really am. So, yeah, I think if you're into to GA, especially fast GA, and wanting to give you experience, I think this is pretty awesome. So I want to say a huge shout out and a huge thank you to FlySimWare for providing the preview copy of this and to be able to bring it to you tonight. Folks, if you're looking for more information, want to get more information about this aircraft, definitely head over to FlySimWare's site. !aircraft, !414 in the chat for that, if you're going to do that one. It is... Yeah, I agree. It's the things that you talked about, like the persistence, the aircraft, the state persistence. It's the engine ticking as it's cooling down. Like, that kind of stuff is just that's amazing for me to see. Like, it really is. That is so cool and so much fun. So yeah, I think this is an awesome job. Thank you so much. The cabinet will change positions you raise and lower your height. Nice. Okay. Interesting. All right, let's have a little look-see. All right, folks. So, folks, this is going to wrap up our stream for tonight. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. It is wonderful to share this virtual skies with you. Folks, as I mentioned earlier, so there will be a so there is going to be, so normally I wouldn't stream again until Thursday, but we have special plans tonight. So for tomorrow night, well, actually tonight now for me, but on Wednesday night we will be streaming once again as a special extra stream because we're going to be previewing the Boeing 247 airliner from developer Wing 42. So Wing 42, for those of you who may not remember him or may not have heard them, he is the developer behind the Lockheed Vega in F6 and Prepared, and is also the developer of the Blériot 11, which was one of the first aircraft released for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And for me, set an absolute new standard in fun, hilarity, and challenge. So it's going to be a really interesting add-on to review this one. And so I'm looking forward to that one. As I said, Wing 42 have sent me through a preview copy. Their aircraft does not release until end of the week or next week. So again, this is going to be an early access copy we're looking at. So we'll be back tomorrow night from 2100 Australian Eastern Daylight Time, 1000 Zulu on Wednesday for more adventures as we challenge ourselves to a vintage airliner. Yeah, it's. I'm not going to say it's as much study. There is definitely going to be no button mashing on an FMC for this one. We absolutely won't be button mashing, that's for sure. Alrighty, folks. So this is wrapping up our stream for tonight. Who should we go say hello to? Oh, look, so many people flying prepared and explain. Interesting. Anyway, moving right along. Let's have a look here. Who have we got? Let's have a look. We are going to go say hello to... let's say hello to Quiet, I think. Absolutely it is. It's PMDG marketing bullshit. Absolutely right there. Gamer12, thank you. No, thank you. Thank you for your amazing efforts and work on bringing this aircraft to life because it is truly an amazing aircraft. So congratulations. Well done for that one. Alright, folks. So let's, let me punch all the commands in here. Array, W-A-I-R-T. There we go. All right, folks. So we're going to be saying hello. We're going to continue our flight simulation experience with Quite, one of a friend of our channel as well. So, folks, thanks very much for watching. Don't forget, as always, to I was about to do my YouTube exit there, but anyway. So, folks, thanks very much for watching. Thanks very much for sticking around. I look forward to seeing you on the next stream. Otherwise, folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care. Safe skies to all. Be amazing humans. Be safe, and we will see you on the next stream. Bye for now.